Well, Roger Williams started a place whose principles were this separation of church and state and freedom of religion. Now that has become embodied in the Constitution, the First Amendment, where you have those two clauses. One, there would be no establishment and there would be a guarantee of free exercise. Those were Roger Williams' two principles. And he thought the state had no role to play in religion except to guarantee the right of people to exercise it. Now, you can't draw a straight line from Roger Williams to the Constitution. We won't do that. But this is the first place it starts, and it becomes the law in Rhode Island. And it was hated by all the neighboring colonies who spent the first 100 years trying to stamp out Rhode Island, but obviously didn't get it done. But the principle does eventually get embodied through a lot of twists and turns. It gets embodied in the Constitution. And if you look at the world today, you would have to say, if only the people would accept the principles that Roger Williams had about religious freedom, how many of the tragedies of this world would disappear. Most of the world doesn't accept Roger Williams' point of view. Most of the world still has religious discrimination and bias. You have laws that order people being executed if they convert to another religion, that kind of thing. Roger Williams would even hate to see "In God We Trust, Honor Money" as mixing church and state in a way that he thought was illegitimate. He thought the state should not promote religion. It should not inhibit it. It just simply would protect the right of people to do it. Rhode Island is unique in that. If we have nothing else in our history that is world-class, what Roger Williams did here and what Rhode Islanders did here is a world-class contribution. The idea of separation of church and state and religious freedom. Now, most religious historians think that separation of church and state is America's one great contribution to world religion. And it began here in Providence, Rhode Island with Roger Williams.